Welcome back to Keep the Momentum. This is part 2 of Alyse's interview. If you guys tuned into part 1, you know that this conversation is getting real hot and deep, right?
Hot and ready.
Hot and ready, like Little
Like a
Caesars.
pizza?
No, but make sure you stay tuned in and be ready for the rest of the conversation. Thank you.
What was that? The first thing that I was introduced to was ecstasy. At that time in 2003, I don't know if it had just came out, but it was the thing to do. Okay, and my partner gave me a pill, and I was just like, all right, and I took it, and then I loved the feeling. Like, I loved the feeling of not feeling myself. Like,
so kind of like shutting the real emotions off.
Yeah.
What do you feel? What did it feel like? Just invincible, kind of like?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I felt I don't like the way I said that either, but I felt invincible. I felt like sad who?
Yeah.
Like I'm good. Like I'm actually okay. That's how I felt. I was talkative. I was able to talk about what I had just experienced. Without, like, I mean, I would still cry, but without that feeling, because that feeling that I had, it is so undescribable. I was mad. Like, I was so hurt. I got on my knees. And I questioned God. And I'm like, how can you take the only person that was still on this earth who loved me away from me? Like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to get through this without him? Like, without that feeling. Like, that feeling is just gone. You know? And then, not only did you take that feeling, you left me with trust issues. Now I can't trust anything. I thought he was faithful.
Yeah.
I thought I moved in. We was on the same page. Like, and then I come to find out that, like, all that shit hurt.
Yeah. That
hurt, like, on a whole nother level. I didn't want to be on this earth no more. That was the first time in my life that I ever felt like I did not want to be on this earth. Because I'm like, for what?
No, I completely understand that, and I feel like a lot of people feel that way when it comes to being completely knocked out of your element. Like, you built kind of a life for yourself you were comfortable with because you weren't comfortable with what you were born into, kind of. And the only person that you felt made you feel like yourself, it's kind of like yourself was gone. But at the same time, like, there's a lot of things that went into that relationship, like control. You didn't feel like you were being controlled at that time, but, like, you know, look at me, I'm at home. You don't have to worry about me cheating on you no more.
Yeah. Oh, I see it now.
Oh, I know you do. We had this conversation. But, like, you know, you control, like you said, trust, emotionless now, all those different things. And it's like, now you got to cope by yourself. And a lot of people do turn to drugs. So it's interesting that you... keep going.
Yeah.
Please.
So,
you were introduced to...
Oh, yeah. The feeling that I had off ecstasy. Like, I didn't feel... when I was sober, I didn't like who I was. I didn't like what I was feeling. I didn't like anything about myself or anything that surrounded me. So, when I was high, I was happy. I was happy. And, it worked for me. And then it started becoming, it started getting bad. Then it's like, now I always want a pill. Like, I always, like, I started taking, like, at first, the first time I ever used, I took a half a pill. It got to the point where I'm taking up to 6 pills a day. triple stacks.
Whoa.
So there are singles, doubles, and triple stacks. Triple stacks, you know, is the biggest, fattest one. And I like the red ones. The red ones were the strongest. So it got up there. Like, it got out of control. And then my roommate, because I stayed in the dorms at Job Corps, my roommate, she came into the room one day, and I mean, she was happy. Like, this was different for her. Like, she was like, hey, and I'm like, what? And at this time, I'm not high, I'm sober, and I'm irritated. I'm just like, what you got going on? And she was like, girl, I got some stuff. You want to try it? And I'm like, what is it? And it was crystal meth. And she was like, just snort it, like, and you're gonna feel so good, and and at that time I was just pretty much down for whatever. I'll do anything, to where I don't have to, you know, deal with myself. And so I tried it. It burned.
Your nose?
Yeah.
The nose.
The nose.
This is getting juicy.
It burned, and instantly I just felt like something else.
So it was completely different from the ecstasy.
Yes. All the way different.
What was the difference?
It was the best. I felt like that was the best thing I could have ever done for myself in that moment.
No,
not now.
We're living in that moment right now. So.
Yeah. That was the best thing I had ever done for myself. It was like I was able to talk about things with, like, gratitude. Like, yes, I came from this and that. I experienced this. I was real talkative. I was happy. I was focused. I was dedicated. I was doing homework. I was staying up all night for a few days. And well, not that first day. That first time we tried it, she didn't have no more. So then now we looking for that again.
Oh yeah.
So then we started looking for more and more and more. And then I'm not even 19 yet when all this is happening.
How old are you now?
Right now I'm 33.
No, how old were you in this? How old were you in this?
I was 18.
Okay.
I was 18 because I might have still been so. LaRon died. We're going to edit that part. We're not going to say the name. Okay? Mm-hmm. That part's edited. He died when I was 17. I went to Job Corps at 17. I had to been like, because I was only at Job Corps for like a year and a half. Mm-hmm. So I was somewhere in between 17 and 18.
Yeah.
And it was the best feeling. It was the best feeling. I was able to start talking to dudes again. And I loved it.
So what do you, because it's listening to all of this, not to like jump super far ahead, but like thinking about it now and a lot of the things that you expressed, like, did you care anything about yourself? I know you did, but like it's like a lot of everything you were going through was about other people, mm-hmm. you know, and like you said, we won't really figure things out until, you know, it's already said and done. And like looking back, you know, well, I feel like I looked for this in other places because mom, or I didn't have emotions anymore because of him, you know. And it's crazy because mm-hmm. now knowing the person you are on the journey to really loving yourself completely mm-hmm. without anybody even being around you,
right? You
know, and that is hard. So what do you think Job Corps did for you as a whole? Because it's like, it kind of sound like you were like living your best life. Like a lot of bad habits were formed there.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Job Corps did for me. It formed bad habits because those habits continued after Job Corps.
What happened after? Like, what do you mean? How long after?
After Job Corps, I ended up in a relationship with my child's father. And he didn't even know I was on drugs. By that time, it was just like, I was probably walking around here looking like a knock. but
a fine one, huh?
Right? Because I was about to say not really, because I still looked good. But I was also a bad influence. I was introducing people around me into it too. Like, I wanted everybody to get high. I wanted everybody to feel the same way as me. Like, I want, like, it was just, yeah, that's what I wanted. So, I got with him, and then I ended up pregnant. And I was 20. Yeah, I was 20 when I was 20 when I got pregnant. And I wasn't ready to let go of the drugs. And on top of some other things. And so I had an abortion. And I continued getting high. So it went from snorting it to smoking it. So then I started smoking it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, thinking about it now, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm really smoking out of a pipe. Like, that's crazy. But I got pregnant, didn't want to let it go, continued getting high, continued doing me, and then I got pregnant again. I got pregnant again like 3 months after. And when I got pregnant that time, I was like, this is a wake-up call. Like, I need to let this go. Like, I shouldn't even be out here like this.
So when you found out you were pregnant, were you high or were you sober?
I was high.
And you thought that?
Yes, I thought that. I was so high and I was so into my thoughts that I was on the freeway. I remember I was sitting in hella traffic on my way to Sacramento, and I hit it one last time. That sounds terrible, but I hit it one last time and I threw it out the window. Everything that I had, the whole pipe and the bag that I had on me, just threw it out the window.
That was, whatever you want to call it, that was God.
Yes. Yeah.
Cause that's cold turkey. We're not talking about food. So you let it go. I'm so happy about that. So, like, what was the next pivotal moment in your life that really, like, put a mark on you?
The next pivotal moment was, I would say, the day that I decided to leave my daughter's father.
When was that? Why? Why did you decide to leave?
I was in that relationship for almost 9 years. It was very unhealthy. It was physical, mental, and emotional abuse, like all of that. I went to jail behind it for domestic violence. It was too much. And one day I met somebody. Story of my fucking life.
Randomly, though.
I met my savior. Yeah. I would call it. Yeah. Anyways. So I met him. Very random. Grocery store. Not looking for nothing. Not looking like nothing. At a very rough time of my life. I see now. Because I was insecure. I just wasn't myself anymore. You know? So I met him in the grocery store. He tried to talk to me. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, is he talking to me? Oh, he is talking to me. Oh my God. So I'm like, okay, no, he's not. And then, like, as we got to the line, he's still trying to talk, and I'm like, what? He is talking to me. So anyway, he said what he said or whatever. And he had gave me his number. And then he told me, whatever. I'm going hella into it. That happened how that happened. Yeah. Okay. And then after that happened, I got home. I looked at him. I looked at him and was like,
what am I doing?
Yeah, why am I why am I still with you?
I don't have to do this.
Right. And I started talking to the dude from the grocery store, the savior, on the phone. Like, we just talking and, you know, all that. And I just, from the conversations on the phone, it's not what I was used to. Of course, I've been trapped in a relationship for 9 years. I done trapped my own self, locked my own self in there.
Yeah.
And so it just felt different, and I wanted to go with that feeling because I didn't have that feeling.
Was it kind of the feeling you had with the first one?
With the one who died? No.
It wasn't. So
completely different.
Over time, it gradually got better.
Yes.
And so you feel like this kind of opened you up to what?
The beginning of the new me.
Interesting.
That's
Does that sound like a chapter? It does.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, so what do you mean the beginning of the new me?
Yeah. Talking to him, like I said, opened my eyes to what I was currently in. I was honest with him. I told him I'm still in a situation. We're not in a relationship, me and the baby daddy, but we are in a situation. His mind was in a relationship, whatever. We don't have to go all into that. That's for the book, again.
She likes to tell stories.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Just, you know, having my podcast and just tell stories.
It will work.
Because I have them. Anyway. So, okay. What?
The beginning of the new you.
Yeah. So, the savior. I'm just going to call him the savior. Okay. Oh my God, that feels so cliche. But the savior basically guided me out. I feel like in the right direction. I still don't know what this savior's purpose is in my life. But it's a reason. It's something there. But anyways, just walked me through it. Like, I feel like he really walked me through it without saying that that's what it was that he was doing. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't even know.
No. Wait, he didn't know what?
He didn't know what he was doing.
Oh, right, yeah. Right.
I really am a firm believer of, you know, everything happens when it's supposed to happen. And a lot of people are guided by spirits and different things. And they don't even know what they're doing. But, like, you're doing something for somebody else. Like, that's why it's a chain reaction, you know? And it was so needed for you.
Yes, it was. So, I ended up getting out that situation with the father. How do you have what?
Mother of 3.
I ended up getting out the relationship with my baby daddy. That was an experience in itself. Okay?
Yeah.
It taught me to when I think I'm being clear, you could be more clear. When I'm telling you this ain't working out, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Like, it's to the point where you ain't even got to be the one to go. I'm going to get my shit and I'm about to leave.
Yeah.
That's what that taught me. Okay, I don't know what kind of language I can use here, but but that's what happened with that. So anyway, it was the beginning of the new me because I started to get my confidence back. Like, from being around the savior. You know, I started hanging out with him and his family and, you know, stuff like that. And it just felt good. It didn't feel forced or anything. And, but.
There's a but.
But, you know, me and the savior ended up in a relationship. But this is why you do not hop into another relationship when you didn't even give yourself time to heal. Because I needed healing from way back then with the first situation.
At 14 years old.
Yes.
How old are you right now?
33.
Again?
Oh shit!
So from 14,
I can't say how old I am now.
In that moment, so how old were you?
Okay. In that moment when I met the Savior?
Yeah.
That was 2012.
What year is it? Oh, 7 years ago.
Okay. That is 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 26.
Okay.
Actually, I was 25 because it wasn't even my birthday yet when I met him.
That's crazy. Okay, so from 14 to 25, you needed all those years of healing that you did not get yet.
Yes.
That is a lot.
Yes. And it showed in our relationship. Mm-hmm. And I want to say he was so patient with me. But in actuality, he was. Like, I started to revert back to my old ways.
Yeah.
Drugs. I'm in this new relationship. Although I'm in it, I'm not really in it. I feel free. I'm in a relationship where he gives me freedom. We don't live together. Well, at that time we didn't. I wasn't tied down. You know, like nothing. Like, when I was in that relationship for 9 years, I stopped drinking. I wasn't even drinking in my early 20s.
Right.
I wasn't doing nothing. So now that I'm out of that relationship and I'm into a new one, it's still a new me. Like, I started popping pills again. First I started drinking.
I remember that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was probably considered an alcoholic. The drinking turned into more excitement. I started doing powder here and there. And then I started popping pills.
That was a very pivotal moment. I wouldn't even say pivotal because not even at that time. No.
Yeah.
No.
That's not even that. You know what? That really was not a pivotal moment.
No, this situation with him was.
Okay.
But I'm saying, like, it didn't change. Like, it took you a long time to understand what you were doing was not good for you. So, because it was, like, for a couple years, right? Where you were doing pills and drinking? Or was
because we got together in 2012. And then, did I stop doing pills when I left to Vegas? I went to Vegas in 2013.
You were still drinking.
Oh yeah, I was still drinking.
Yeah.
I was even still drinking when I got back.
Yeah, Teddy's breath stinks so bad. Sorry. This is horrible.
I know, and then he keeps getting up here to yawn.
Yeah.
He knows.
I'm like, you smell like a fish tank. What is that? Sorry, Teddy. But so okay, all right. Let's speed this up. So
okay,
not like that. So like you guys met each other. You felt the love. Then you kind of reverted back because it was like, I don't really know why. Why did you feel like you reverted back?
Because I felt free.
From what?
Entrapment.
Sorry. Okay, so why am I laughing?
I know, this is what?
So, okay, you felt free from being trapped and you just wanted to have fun again?
Yes. I was not having fun in that previous relationship.
So
there were always consequences.
So I guess what I'm trying to understand is like, if you were really in love with this guy.
Which one?
Your savior.
Okay. If
you were really in love with him and you felt free, why do you think you had to revert back to that when you felt love?
Better wait up on your side.